Welcome back to Fairy Tail Anime Review, episode number 45. This one I'm viewing the 313th episode of the anime, Dragon Seed. This one covers simply chapters 514 to 515. Simply put, this episode is Irene's backstory. Pretty much the whole episode is dedicated to this. I kind of forgot to talk about this last week, where about Natsu. Basically, you get the chance to see his mindscape, which continues a little bit in this episode. Yeah, where last week, basically, he was seeing Zeref, both the twin dragon slayers of, Sabretooth. Yeah, I think that was it. This week is just, in his mind, he sees Windy, he sees Ganjol. Basically, they're trying to lead him to and the edge of his mind, figure out what's causing the whole darkness in his body. Also, Lucy is basically laying next to him, completely naked under a blanket. No, these two did not have sex, in case you're wondering. She's just there for body warmth. And this is done by Grandina. Her idea. But the main thing of this episode is basically Irene's backstory. Which apparently she's had, just like in the past, just like in present day, she wears pretty much a very similar top, where it shows off her chest. Yep. Or basically shows in the past that 400 years prior, yeah, they love doing the whole time traveling to 400 years in the past, like showing the past 400 years in the past. Like showing Lucy's ancestor twice from two different people talking about her. Zeref talked about her, and I believe it was Aquarius talked about her as well. This one didn't mention Lucy's ancestor as well, just basically all Irene, where she was revealed to be the Queen of Dragons. She's basically reveals also in her backstory, like the origin of Dragon Slayer magic and the fact she was the Queen of Dragons. Yeah, basically the Kingdom Ishgard, which back then was called Dragonor. Mm-hmm. Well, Ishgard is simply like the whole continent. This is like one little kingdom. And there was a guy called Briggs who was like a dragon, who's like an old friend of the family, who's been simply protecting the royal family for years. Well, ever since her predecessor, basically, probably her father or mother, I'm not really sure. They don't specifically say who Irene's parents are, just that she's the queen. And as they're losing to the Dragons of the West, eventually they show some battling, and they're seriously losing. And then Irene comes to the ingenious idea of combining human magic with dragon magic, creating dragon slayers. And that shocks Windy. Yep. And then, of course, he also says, "Oh yeah, if you're curious about your father, he was a general from our country, which we had an arranged marriage. We were married, because of political means, and somehow these two, basically, she ended up impregnant, also because using the Dragon Force magic and made the Dragon Slayers nuts, made him like some vertigo and dizziness. For her, she's one of the few, alone with Angologia, turning into a dragon. Yep, and eventually like." Part of her face is already turned, and eventually her shoulder. And then General's like, "Oh, I don't recognize you. You're a monster. Send it to the dungeon." And apparently, this is kind of good. The fact they didn't show this, the beatings and the torturing. Yeah, it's kind of good. The fact the anime didn't show this because it would have been pretty bad to see beating of a woman. Yes, freaking bad. Eventually, and of course, she also reveals prior to taking that she's pregnant with the guy's child. And somehow 3 years pass by, and she's still pregnant. He becomes like, "How are you still pregnant after 3 years?" She's like, "I cast an enchantment on it." Okay. Then he stabs her, pretty much in the same area she's been sort of rubbing the whole time. Yeah, the one with a little scar. Yeah, basically, Urza's father did that to her. It was, yeah. Then she kind of turns to a dragon, escapes there, flies away, stuck in dragon form for 400 years, until Zeref turned her back into a human, basically illusion. And apparently she couldn't actually keep any food down, she couldn't sleep, and then she tried to even transfer her essence into her own baby. That didn't work, so she decided to simply toss her away like she was garbage. That's her. That's Irene being nuts. Yeah, once Urza heard that, like, okay, yeah, because of that you haven't met my act family. Like nothing else to say, and then she transforms, and then she just basically re-equips to an armor, and she's basically just about to start her battle with her own mother. Good episode. Yes, this is a really good episode. Though I kind of wish they would explain, like, I kind of wish they get an explanation of who Irene's parents are. It means we may possibly we find out who Urza's grandparents are. Of course, she also did explain of how, like, Urza asked, like, how in the world do you look exactly the same after 400 years? Well, she got turned into a dragon, and Zeref was responsible for turning back to normal. Though apparently she's one of two people known for doing this. The other, of course, being Agalogia. Yep. Otherwise, though, that's really it. This was just a pretty good episode. Looking forward to next week. We're just going to start the actual battle and continues Natsu's travel in his mindscape. Yep. So, yeah, next week's episode is going to be called Master Enchantment, which should be really, really good. Which I think might be the last episode feature Irene. Probably wrap up this probably have the big battle next week's episode. So yeah, that's it for this particular review. I have no other videos planned for today. Tomorrow I have roughly about 2 videos planned, actually 3. These are the 3 videos planned for tomorrow. I'm going to review the last 13 episodes of Case Closed, review the newest chapter for 7 Deadly Sins, and a movie review. Roughly 3 videos tomorrow. Yep. But, so see you tomorrow. Bye.